Oh, this is going to be a fun one. This is one of our group segments here. This is the best idea I think our producers have come up with. It's called broadcast tunneling because sometimes when you watch games, you're deceived by the pitch that's being thrown. You think that pitch doesn't have that much break. And then you see it from another angle or the zoom up or a different look, and you're like, oh my God, that thing broke 18 inches. And today's game at Great American has a very different camera angle than it did last season. I want to take a look at it in specifically the context of Andrew Abbott, the starter today. 2024 offset, right? So you see this pitch, breaking ball, and you're like, okay, looks like it's kind of moving, right? That pitch is like 12 inches of sweep to it. You see it this year, exact same location, completely different visual perception as a pitcher. Just watch it back one more time. I think this is the changeup now, right? Doesn't look like it's really moving arm side at all. And then you jump to 2025 and take a look at the same offering. Watch how much it moves to the left. Come on. Yeah. This is a huge difference from you, the viewer, watching the game. You can see it year over year as well. 2024, more offset. 2025, now it's kind of dead on. To me, especially being a pitching nerd here, I know you are too, Dem, and obviously Cole is. Everybody's a pitching nerd. See, I like this.
All right.
This makes a big difference in terms of how you're visually perceiving a pitch. It affects me a lot too when I'm watching, especially for left-handed pitchers, where you think the ball's moving a lot, and it's not, or the inverse.
Yeah,
is this something that you think about it all day?
No, and I like how you made the reference to being a left-handed pitcher because that is off-center. If that's a righty throwing, we can see the angle a little bit better because it's coming from that side. But it's good to see they updated things since they built that stadium 20 years ago and finally decided to put it behind home plate because it does give you a little bit more of a true depiction of what the ball's doing. And for me, if I'm saying between innings, I'm running to the, I know we have iPads now, but if whatever I'm looking at, if I'm worried my ball's not breaking like it should be, and I have that camera angle, I'm like, man, that's just not getting the bite I want. Now I'm trying to put something extra on it or do something different, the ball spins, whereas now I have more true kind of feel where this is in 2025, and it's good to see that they made that adjustment. And for the viewer at home to get an understanding of what it truly is like when a hitter's in there.
Well, here's what I want to know. If you're in game and you know that some of your pitches aren't hitting your spots, do you necessarily go back and do you look at it from these camera angles, or do you go through the mental Rolodex in your head and say, okay, I'm not getting on this pitch, and maybe I scooch over just a little bit on the rubber, because that's something that we really don't see this day and age, Dempy.
Yeah, well, I think initially you're always going to go to the video and you're going to look at it because I want to know, hey, is this umpire missing calls? Am I not starting my breaking ball in the right spot? How are guys laying off this pitch because I feel it's breaking right? And so you do go to that, and then sometimes those little minor adjustments, I know guys get so locked into their comfort zone and what feels good. And I step here, and as long as I step here and I lift here, everything's going to be good. But I would move and shift on that mound. So sometimes if all of a sudden my sinker was maybe running down and away from left-handed batters, I might move a little bit more towards the first base side just to keep it in the strike zone. Yeah.
Why not? You get the entire rubber. Why don't you pitch from every single spot if need be?
And you always hear this argument, well, hitters will see you move on the rubber. Really? I watched Hall of Famer Trevor Hoffman with his fastball. If it was a righty and he was going down and away, he moved over. If you're paying attention to a pitcher's feet while he's getting ready to deliver the ball, you're out, bro. Yeah, that's what's happening. So use that to your advantage for sure.
And this isn't the first time we've seen a camera angle adjustment. I want to go back to 2016, the DS with the Cubs. Fans got so mad at the adjusted camera here. So this is what we had. I like this. I personally like this. I know a lot of people don't. I think I'm in the minority here. I just think it gives you a better idea of pitch movement. There was so much of an uproar. What they ended up doing was changing it. They offset it such that now this isn't as offset as Cincinnati, so I like this adjustment. This is what basically we currently have at Wrigley Field with our broadcast team. It's good, but again, dramatic adjustment from one to the other. Cole, do you remember this? Did this affect your viewing experience?
Faintly, I do, but I was talking with our producer, Andrew Miller, as we were setting today's show up, and it doesn't really play a big part in my viewership.
Okay,
I feel like if you have to watch the ball cross home plate, they have to swing, they have to throw. It's not really that big of a determining factor, at least not for me. I mean, we're going to watch either way. We're here.
I'm watching
every
either
single
way.
day,
Totally
right?
true.
Yeah, and I like this more without the box. So if I got the more true on size, you don't need to show me the box. I can see knees, I can see shoulders, and I can see in and out. With this, where it's slightly off-centered, I don't mind having the box. I wish, me personally, they would just scrap it all together because it seems like it's the same size for every hitter. It doesn't matter if it's Altuve or Judge.
Sure.
It's the same box up there. So it's like, okay, so to be able to just have an idea of like, how much is that hitting the corner or missing the corner? Whereas when I'm watching John Lester face Brandon Belt, I can pretty much see where that pitch is going to be. Me, if I had a viewership at home, I'd prefer this one over this one.
I'm on Dem's side, too. I agree we've become too beholden to the strike zone box to some extent. But, Dem, this has also affected you, because we went back and looked at some of your tapes.
Oh, boy.
And let me tell you, you look like Randy Johnson
First of all,
with Tom Seaver.
Jason Priestley?
That ball,
baby-faced assassin.
I can't even tell these balls are moving. Like, is that a slider? Is it a cutter? Is it a bigger breaking ball? You give me this view now, look at these pitches you're throwing. Shoo! It's got jetpacks on the end. That thing's cutting inside on lefties. Let's see this one too.
Yeah, good
Again,
luck. That's a nice
that's
little cutter
nasty
right
slider
there.
cutter. It changed how I viewed you when I saw you from that dead on camera versus more offset. You didn't feel like on the mound, again, that it had much of a difference when you were looking at like the iPad post-game or anything like that.
No, but it is interesting you say that,
Rewatching
because rewatching that game, sometimes I'm like, oh, that slider backed up, right? I'm like, I kind of missed with that. But then when you look and you get it directly more head on, you're like, it was actually a pretty good pitch and had some nice depth to it. So, yeah, it's funny how you have those tools and you're trying to correct things that maybe don't necessarily need to be corrected just because of a camera angle.